कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः। जयत्याश्रितसन्त्रास ध्वान्तविध्वंसनोदयः प्रभावान् सीतया देव्या परमव्योमभास्करः परमव्योमभास्करः।
श्रीमते निगमान्त महादेशिकाय नमः। In Srimad Ramayana, we have had the opportunity to vividly describe, listen to, and internalize the shlokas and the incidents in the Bala Kandam, Ayodhya Kandam, Aranya Kandam, Kishkindha Kandam, and Sundara Kandam. As we entered Yuddha Kandam, we described the beautiful kavyam called as Hamsa Sandesham, that in turn describes Rama's feelings for Sita. Subsequently, we delineated on the incidents mentioned in Valmiki's Ramayana, especially in the Yuddha Kanda. Of course, then we had the opportunity to understand the very famous hymn called as Aditya Hridayam. If Aditya Hridayam came into picture where Rama venerates Surya Vivaswan, then we further dwelled into the meanings of the various namas that particularly describe Ramavataram and Rama as an embodiment of Dharma, Dharmo Vigrahavan, from the Sri Vishnu Sahasranama. We need to come back to the Ramayana and understand one major aspect. If you remember in the Balakandam episodes, I had mentioned that Brahma gave the Bharat Prasadam, the boon, to Valmiki, such that even if the incidents had slightly happened before the point in time in which Valmiki composed, they would be visible in the palm of Valmiki and in the eyes of Valmiki, like a person who sees a gooseberry in his palm. Moreover, Brahma did say, Rahasyam cha prakasham cha. Whatever is known to the general public and whatever is not known to the public, even such incidents, even such rahasyas will be seen by you in your subconscious mind. And you will be able to put forth the essence of those rahasyas in a very, very beautiful manner, Valmiki. What were those rahasyas? If you remember again, I had spoken many times, 1,000 years before Ramanujacharya bequeathed those 18 rahasyas. Vidya, sarvapi bahyatyajanamapi sakhala saddharma adhyatmikartaha. So on and so forth, we have Ashtadasharthan. We have got 18 rahasyas in the Ramayana. That said, one of the most important Parama rahasyas is that Ramayana beautifully describes the essence of Gayatri Mahamantra. All those characters associated with the Gayatri Mantra are found in the Ramayana. Mantram is never invented by someone. It can only be discovered. So there is a mantra drashta. that Parama Rishi, that Maharishi, that Raja Rishi, that Brahma Rishi is sage Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra is the one who is the mantra drashta for Gayatri Mahamantra, the Gayatri that invokes Surya Bhagavan, Surya Gayatri or Savitri. Who is the one who is the progenitor of this particular Vamsha? Vivaswan, Surya. So Surya Vamsham is Rama Vamsham or Raghu Vamsham. On the other hand, the Acharya for an intermediate period was Vishwamitra, who gave us the Surya Gayatri. Surya Vamsham, Surya Gayatri. So what does Gayatri denote? Gayatri is the name of a chandas, a prosody, a meter. And where is this Gayatri found? It is said that the 7 horses that is reined by Surya's Sarathi called Aruna has Gayatri as one of the 7 chandas. So while Surya rises in the morning, Aruna drives the Gayatri forward. What do we do to the Argyam? We look at Surya and think of the Narayana who is the Madhyavarti in the Surya Mandalam and offer our Argyam. So Argyam is given to Narayana within the Surya Mandalam. And Surya rises in the morning with the Gayatri as one of the horses. And in that Surya Vamsha comes Rama. And in that Ramayana, we have Vishwamitra, who is the mantra drashta for Gayatri. So whichever way we go, we come to a central point called Gayatri Mahamantram. Gayatri Mantram means it will have 24 syllables. So Surya Gayatri also has 24 syllables. For example, Tan, Sa, Vi, Tur, Va, Re, Ni, Yam. Bhargaha, so on and so forth, you have 24 letters. You may wonder, sir, there is Pranavam, right? There is Bhur-Bhuva Suvaha, right? Bhur-Bhuva Suvaha is an introduction to this particular mantram. The mantram begins with Tat Savitur Varenyam. Savitu Varenyam. I now internally seek the blessings of Savita, Surya. Tat Savitur Varenyam. So that is where the mantra begins. So there are 24 letters. Now on the other hand, we have been discussing all through these 280 episodes the essence of the Ramayana from Valmiki's original Adi Kavyam called as Srimad Ramayanam. Now this Srimad Ramayanam can be distributed in many ways, like how first shloka till the 1000th shloka. 1001th shloka to 2000th shloka. 2001th shloka to 3000th shloka. So this is how we can distribute. While we distribute, what all numbers we will arrive at? Verse number 1. Verse number 1001. Verse number 3, 2001. Verse number 3001. Verse number 4001. Verse number 5001. Like this you will get verse number 23,001. So 1 to verse number 23,001, if you take those 1th shlokas alone, how many will you get? You get 24 shlokas. So you start writing them in the same order. First shloka, 1001th shloka, 2001th shloka, 3001th shloka, 4001th shloka. You will write all the shlokas. Now circle their first letters. When you circle their first letters and observe the pattern of the first letters, you will get the Gayatri Mantram. For example, I will read out those 24 verses so that you will know what those 24 verses are. And those 24 verses will help us understand how beautifully Gayatri Mantram has been filled in the Ramayanam. It goes like this. Tapaswadhyaya niratam. Tapasvi Vagvidambaram Naradam Paripapracha Valmikir Munipungavam. This is the 1th shloka. Now I am reading the 1001th shloka. Sahatva Rakshasan Sarvan Yajnagnan Raghunandanaha Rishibihi Pujayat Samyak Yathendro Vijayi Pura. This is the 1001th verse. Now I am going to read the 2001th verse. Vishwamitrastu dharmatma shrutva janakabhashitam vatsaravadhanuh pashya iti raghavam abravit. Now I'm going to read out the 3001th shloka. तुष्टावास्य तदा वंशं प्रविश्य च दिशां पतेः शयनीयं नरेन्द्रस्य तदा साद्य व्यतिष्ठत. 4001th श्लोका. वनवासं हि संख्याय वासांस्याभरणानि च भर्तारम् अनुगच्छन्त्यै सीतायै श्वशुरो ददौ. नेक्स्ट 5001th श्लोका. राजा सत्यं च धर्मश्च राजा कुलवतां कुलं राजा माता पिता चैव राजा हितकरो नृणाम्. नेक्स्ट 6001th श्लोका. निरीक्ष्य स मुहूर्तं तु ददर्श भरतो गुरुम् उटजे राममासीनं जटामण्डलधारिणम्. नेक्स्ट 7001th श्लोका. यदि बुद्धिः कृता द्रष्टुम् अगस्त्यं तं महामुनिम् अद्यैव गमने बुद्धिं रोचयस्व महायशाः. नेक्स्ट भरतस्यार्यपुत्रस्य श्वश्रूणां मम च प्रभो मृगरूपमिदं व्यक्तं विस्मयं जनयिष्यति. Now I'm going to read 9001th श्लोका. गच्छ शीघ्रमितो राम सुग्रीवं तं महाबलं वयस्यं तं कुरु क्षिप्रम् इतो गत्वाद्य राघव. 10,001th श्लोका. देशकालो प्रतीक्षस्व क्षममाणः प्रिय अप्रिये दुःखसुखसहकाले सुग्रीव वशगो भव. नेक्स्ट 11,001th श्लोका. वन्द्यास्ते तु तपःसिद्धाः तपसा वीतकल्मषाः प्रष्टव्या चापि सीतायाः प्रवृत्तिं विनयान्वितैः. नेक्स्ट 12,001th श्लोका. स निर्जित्य पुरीं श्रेष्ठां लङ्कां तां कामरूपिणीं विक्रमेण महातेजाः हनुमान् मारुतात्मजः. नेक्स्ट धन्या देवाः स गन्धर्वाः सिद्धाश्च परमर्षयः मम पश्यन्ति येनाथं रामं राजीवलोचनम्. नेक्स्ट मङ्गलाभिमुखी तस्य सा तदासीन् महाकपेः उपतस्थे विशालाक्षी प्रयता हव्यवाहनम्. नेक्स्ट हितं महार्थं मृदुहेतु संहितं व्यतीतकालात् कालाय इति सम्प्रतिक्षमं निशम्य तद्वाक्यमुपस्थितज्वरः प्रसङ्गवानुत्तरमेतदब्रवीत्. नेक्स्ट धर्मात्मा रक्षसां श्रेष्ठः सम्प्राप्तोऽयं विभीषणः लङ्कैश्वर्यं ध्रुवं श्रीमान् अयं प्राप्नोत्यकण्टकम्. नेक्स्ट यो व्रजपाताशन्निसन्निपातान् अशुभे न शुभे न चुक्षुभे नापि चचाल राजा स रामबाणाभिहतो वृषात्तरश्चचाल चापं च मुमोच वीरः. नेक्स्ट यस्य विक्रममासाद्य राक्षसा निधनं गताः तं मन्ये राघवं वीरं नारायणमनामयम्. 19,001th श्लोका. न ते दृष्टशिवीरामं दहन्तम् अरिवाहिनी मोहिताः परमास्त्रेण गान्धर्वेण महात्मना. नेक्स्ट प्रणम्य देवताभ्यश्च ब्राह्मणेभ्यश्च मैथिली बद्धाञ्जलिपुटोचेतम् उवाचम् अग्निसमीपितः. नेक्स्ट चलनात् पर्वतेन्द्रस्य गणा देवाश्च कम्पिताः चचाल पार्वती चापि तदाश्लिष्टा महेश्वरं. दाराः पुत्राः पुरं राष्ट्रं भोगाच्छादनभोजनं सर्वमेवाभिविद्भक्तं नौ भविष्यति हरीश्वर. नेक्स्ट यामेव रात्रिं शत्रुघ्नः. दिस् इस् द 23,001th श्लोका. यामेव रात्रिं शत्रुघ्नः पर्णशालां समाविशत् तामेव रात्रिं सीतामपि प्रसूता दारकद्वयम्. The conclusion, the 23,001th verse, talks about the birth of Lava and Kusha to Sita while Shatrughna was visiting Valmiki's ashrama. So these are the 24 shlokas that I have called. Now, we see the first few letters. Tapaswadhyaya niratam ta. Sahatva rakshasan sarvan sa. Vishwamitrastu dharmatma vi. तुष्टावास्य तदा वंशं तु वनवासं हि संख्याय व राजा सत्यं च धर्मश्च रा निरीक्ष्य स मुहूर्तं तु नि यदि बुद्धि कृता द्रष्टु य भरतस्यार्यपुत्रस्य भ. So if you take the first letters, you get tat sa vi tur va re ni yam bharga devasya dhimahi dhi yo na prachodayat. So you get the Gayatri mantram by taking the first letter of the first verse of every set of 1,000 verses in the Ramayana, and this compilation is called as Gayatri Ramayana.
जयत्याश्रित संत्रास ध्वांत विध्वंस नोदयः प्रभावान् सीतया देव्या परमव्योम भास्करः. Ramayana is such a beautiful itihasa sreshtham that links different parts of Bharata Desham, and just not Bharatam, different parts of the subcontinent. 292 episodes in simple English for 15 minutes every day on the Ramayana. We began on the Rama Navami and we are going to conclude on the Makara Shankaranti Uttarayana Punyakala. This is a lamp that you see in front of me. My great grandfather, my mother's father's father, Pundi, Sri Rangaswamy Iyengar, used to recite the verses of the Valmiki Ramayana religiously every day for 365 days a year for a period of 40 years. And this is the lamp that he used to light. And here are the two bound books which are over 100 years old, which he used to read the verses of the Ramayana from. And here is the wooden stand, the book stand that he used to keep the Ramayana in. Fortunately, I have bequeathed all of them. My great grandfather was called Pattabhirama Iyengar. My maternal grandfather was called Veera Raghavan. My daughter is named after Sita Devi as Kshitija. Everything in our family has an association with the Ramayana. I am sure, 100% sure, each of you will have an association with the Ramayana, either with a name, either in the form of a book, either in the form of a lamp, either in the form of a beautiful murti of Rama, either in the form of a beautiful painting of Rama. So let's use the hashtag Ramayana for us and tag and let us know how much each of us have loved Rama, Sita, the entire Rama Parivar and the Ramayana. This is a moment which we can create with very little efforts from our side till the inauguration of the grand Sri Rama Janmabhoomi temple. Jai Shri Ram.
Namaskaram Astikas. I'm tentatively scheduled to travel to Abu Dhabi and Dubai in the Met February, to 7 cities in the countries of Australia and New Zealand, namely Adelaide, Perth, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Auckland and Wellington between the 25th of February and the 25th of March. I'm scheduled to travel to Singapore either in the month of April or January, and later I'll be rendering discourses in New Jersey, Boston, Maryland, Pittsburgh, and then in St. Louis and Indianapolis in the month of July. I'm sure you would love to share this message with your friends and relatives. Dear Astika reader, I'm happy to be authoring a 2-part book on the Ramayana in English. The first part is slated for release in the year 2024. The book aims to recreate and retell the Ramayana of Valmiki, conforming to the ancient commentaries and other allied literature. To receive notifications of the book release, kindly register with www.deshikadaya.org/books. Namaskaram.